Today on Rock Bottom Garage, we're picking up a Jeep Scrambler that I came across. There's a cool story behind it, which I'll tell you later. But I've been trying to get this for about 10 years, and it doesn't run. It's been sitting for more than 10 years. We're gonna load it on the trailer, take it home, and see if we can get it started. Okay, so here it is. It's a 1981 Jeep CJ8 Scrambler. Just go around it real quick, check it out. It's got the Scrambler wheels, and it does have all the hubcaps for it. Those are in the back. It's got some definite rust spots. It's not in terrible shape. Looked a lot worse before. They washed it before I came and picked it up, so it's all the moss is gone off of it. The doors are actually in pretty good shape, and those usually are kind of bad, so that's nice. Floor, I'm gonna need some floor pan work, but really the interior, not too bad. The seats are, you know, some pretty good best top seats. Needs a windshield. Gauge cluster's actually not bad. If you look at all the knobs are there. Looks probably like the factory radio in there, maybe not. Cassette deck. The other side, the floor pan's not as bad. It's got some patch panels in it already. You can see some space there. It's got a little console here. The bulkhead looks like it's in good shape. Floors in the back seem like they're okay. The wheel wells, I'm probably going to put some different flares on those anyway, so that's not a big deal. That's the original engine for it. It was smoking, so they put a different one in it. It's still got a 258 inline six. We'll look at that in a minute. They said it did run. They parked it, and then when they tried to start it again, they didn't think they were getting fire. So we'll have to see if we can figure out if it's a distributor problem or a coil or something. Anyway, there's those caps for the wheels. You know, it's just been sitting for a long time, so as long as it sat and the locations it's got a Nebraska plate on the front, so it was in Nebraska in the early 2000s, and then it came to Indiana, where the salt is actually worse than Nebraska, I think. It's got some frame rot. It's not got a ton. You can see it's got some there. I mean, it's pretty crispy right there, but it's not terrible. Oh, it's got a big hole back here. We'll have to put a plate there. But that's, I mean, I knew that going into it. I got it for a really good price, especially for a Scrambler. Go back around and look at the other side of the frame in the back. Got the tailgate. Tailgate's in good shape. Yeah, this is worse over here, the frame. You can see this is a big spot in these old Jeeps. I had a CJ7 and 83 that was about like that. Really, the frame looks pretty good everywhere else. Back by the rear shackles, it's getting kind of crusty too. You can hear my kids in the background. That's pretty bad right here. I'm gonna have to definitely do something, put a plate in there, maybe fabricate something up. But it's, you know, it's an old Jeep, so it's gonna have rust. Hopefully we can get it on the trailer today. I don't have much help as far as pushing and stuff, and I know it doesn't run. So there's the Nebraska plate, October of '03. So when that was on there, there wasn't anything on the back. Let's see if we can. Yeah, wasn't latched. There's the engine, current engine, another AMC 258. You know, it's.
Don't climb on it. I can't if I want.
It's got some rusty spots, but yeah, like I said, it's not bad. All right, we're gonna maybe get this pulled out, try and get it to where we can get it close to getting on the trailer, see what happens. But hood's in decent shape. It's got a dent in it, but we can
Fix it.
Yeah, we can fix it, Lincoln. It's not terrible. I've got some plans for it down the road, but right now I might just drive it like it is. All right, let's see if we can, let's see what we got here. See if we got any brakes. I was thinking about rolling it on the trailer down an incline, but let's see. Ooh. No, there's nothing there. So we're not gonna do that. We'll have to figure out another way. I think they got a winch somewhere at this place, so we'll see if we can do that. He's gonna help me back it up. Start going, that chain starts getting tight. You need to turn the wheel as far as you can that way, okay? Don't hit this. All right. So once it starts straightening out onto the road, though, pull it back, pull the wheels back around straight, okay?
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, now we got troubles.
Hold on, I want to go forward a little bit more. Okay.
Okay. This is gonna crash.
A little lower. Oh, push that board by your foot forward, Dakota.
Let go, let go, let go.
Lincoln, let go, Bubba.
Oh man. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we got the Scrambler in the garage, finally. I guess before we really go into the Will It Run section, I said earlier, 2 weeks ago when I picked the Jeep up, I said that there's a cool backstory behind this. So I'm going to share that with you real quick. I went to buy a parts Jeep, a CJ8 from a guy about 10 years ago. And when I went to buy that Jeep, he had 2 Scramblers sitting on his property, and of course they caught my eye. I've always wanted a Scrambler. They're the coolest Jeeps I've seen. So I asked him, I said, well, hey, what about those? And he said, well, one of them doesn't have a title, it's just a parts Jeep, and the other one not for sale. I'm going to fix it up, and it's, you know, kind of a project of mine. So I said, okay. Turns out the guy collected a bunch of cars. I ended up being his boss for a while, a couple years later, and realized that he was the same guy. And then we've become friends over the years. So he's moving away and decided to sell all of his cars, and so over the years, like I said, we've become friends. And I kind of said, you know, if you ever sell that, please let me be the first person you ask about it. And sure enough, last fall he said, hey, it's yours if you want it. And he even gave me a little bit of time to come up with the funds to get it. He sold me some other stuff that I flipped and made a profit on, Volkswagens, which I've sold all but one of those so far. So essentially about 5 or 6 Volkswagens, or parts of Volkswagens, that I bought at a pretty good price. I flipped those and got rid of all but one of those to fund this project. And this is the one I'm keeping and don't plan on selling, and you know how that goes. So anyway, I tried the battery, turned it over, pulled the coil wire. There's no spark coming from that. I was gonna just replace the coil, but on these 258s, they're kind of known for the distributor being small and not very good. So I took the coil I bought back and decided to do a TFI conversion on it. It's a Ford thing. Interestingly enough, these AMC engines were running Ford ignitions already in the 80s, so the parts transfer over pretty well, and you can run to that thick foil ignition pretty easily. And we'll do a separate video on how to install that.